players. This our father. There is no years he has not attended conference up till now. I think let's put our hands together. Till now, he was in Maiduguri, he was everywhere. And he has been consistently helping us in reviewing our proceedings and our journal. The labors of aerospace truly shall never be in vain. Thank you, Prof, for all the work you have done. Thereafter, in 1986, it went back to Ife. In 1987, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. In 1988, it was at this center. I remember it was an intercession, a combined conference with CIGR. That was when the first CIGR, in collaboration with NCAM, took place at University of Ilorin, right here. I was a young boy then. I was a copper just finished in September. It was a good conference. The conference was interpreted in French in 1988, right here in NCAM. Our late professor, UGN Anasodo, was the president of NSAE in those years. And they did a lot of work for our society. It's of note that in 1989, the conference went back to ABU, Zaria. And in 1990, it was at University of Agric, Makurdi. In 1991, it was at University of Maiduguri, in Maiduguri. In 1992, Federal University of Technology, Minna. In 1995, there was a crisis that was during the MKO issue, June 12 issue. So there was no conference 1993, 1994. So in 1995, Federal University of Technology, Akure, hosted the conference. 1996, we were back to Ife for the conference. In 1997, it was Owerri, Federal University of Technology, Owerri. In 1998, we were at Lagos, Eco 98. And that conference was chaired by engineer Alon Femi in Lagos in 1998. In 1999, we were in Federal Polytechnic, Bauchi, and Professor S.M. Musa, one of the key players in Bauchi 99. I was there. And that was when NSC came with the merger thing, and I remember Billy Professor Idike told us what we need to do, and we moved, and members were dryly transferred to NSC, those who are corporate members of NSC. Then in year 2000, it was Ibadan 2000. Then in 2001, we were in Zodiac Hotel. Late engineer Onye Kwena was one of the major players in 2001. We remember that was when 9/11 took place. 9/11 took place. We were in Enugu in 2001. In 2002, we had this joint partnership with WASAI, West African Society for Agricultural Engineers. So we had it in Abuja, in Shehu Yaradua Center. In 2003, we moved to Yobe. We were in government house in Yobe. And Professor Raghavan came from the US, and we had this funny experience. The man saw lizard and he was afraid of lizard and other things, We had a great time in 2003. In 2004, I think we were also back in Abuja for Wasai joint conference. Then 2005, we couldn't meet that year. We now met 2006 in Yenagoa. President Goodluck Jonathan was the governor at that time, and we had a great time in Yenagoa in 2006. 2007, we were in, I think it was Yola. IPC, is it Yola? I think you became chairman in Yola. Yeah, you became chairman in Yola. And we had 2009 also, where were we? 2009. 2010, we were in Ilorin. Yeah, Zaria 2009, yes. Yes, Zaria 2009. Then 2010, you were in Ilorin. 2010 Enugu. Then 11 in Ilorin, we were in Ilorin at the government house in Ilorin. The government hosted us. And in 2012, we went back to Bauchi. Professor S.M. Musa and his team, they played a very key role in Bauchi 2012. Then 2013, I was privileged to be the host at Uyo 2013. We were there in E-Library of Uyo, and Professor Lasisi graced the occasion as the chairman of the opening session. We remember vividly that. Then 2014, we went back to Akure, and we had a great time in Akure. Then 2015, we were in Katsina. Katsina, we had a great time in Katsina. We had to travel, slept over in Kano because of the bad road. Joined the place, and we had a great time in Katsina. 2016, we were in Mina. Professor P. Ida and the team, Engineer Makama and the team did a great job in Mina. Then 2017, we were in Umudike. Professor Adama, Professor Indirika, the team. 27, Professor Ananeku. Where is Prof? Ananeku? Yes, sir. Those are the players at Umudike 2017. Then 2018, Lagos. We were back to Lagos. Lagos for sure. We were in Firo. We were in Firo for 2018. And in 2019, we were in Professor TMA Olayonju. He was the Vice Chancellor of Landmark. He hosted us at Landmark. You remember this t-shirt we wore? I'm an agri-engineer. I'm more than you think. Because we are not just agri-engineers. We operate as mechanical engineers, civil engineers, food engineers, electrical engineers, agronomists, soil scientists, crop scientists, everything. So we are more than you think. Yes. So 2019 we were there, and 2020 COVID came in. We had an online virtual meeting in collaboration with Pasai, though we were in Abuja, but then it was an online meeting. And in 2021, that was 2020 nothing. It was in 2021 we were in Abuja for the virtual meeting. 2022, we moved to Asaba. One of the players, Engineer Christopher Aidu, one of the key players. We were moving in and out of the government house in Asaba. And the wife of the deputy governor of the Delta State was instrumental to our operations in Delta because we used the government house in Delta. Then in 2023, our governor invited us to Borno State. We were in Borno State, Maiduguri. It was a great time, 2023. And 2024, we were in Abuja. And here we come, 2025, the 58th year. We are back home at NCAM. All glory be to God. So we have gone far through all of this, and all our conference communiques, past proceedings, all of them are ready and they are available. In fact, they are uploaded. Most of them are at the website. So we give thanks to God for all of these things that have been done. Apart from those conferences we have had, and with their various communiques we sent into government, we have also made inroad in terms of our international collaboration. The first international conference we had was in Enugu in 2001. And we had visitors coming in. And since then, we have been having international conferences. At least one or two faces will show up as international participants. And so, all those conferences, 2002, 2003, we have always had the international presence of our colleagues from diaspora. And the other good thing that has happened in that somewhere along the line, we had strategic partnership with American Society of Agric and Biological Engineers. which by the grace of God I initiated, and it was during the time of Brother S.Z. Abubakar. 2009, we signed an agreement with American Society of Agric and Biological Engineers. And Professor Olaoye, the current chairman, was appointed as a desk officer for our international operations. And since then, every year, at least 1 or 2 people will come from outside the country. And in 2019, the American, having seen all the members who are mobilized to become ASAB members, the executive director was there in Nigeria to be part of our conference at Omuaron. Professor Lanyoju will recall. And our friend from India, the president of Indian Society, because we have also initiated a collaboration with Indian Society. Professor S.M. Musa was the national chairman at that time. Professor Indramani came from India, and we have not finished that collaboration discussion. In 2016, my brother and friend, Professor Linus Opara, he was in the saddle as the incoming president of CIGR. We talked on the need for Niae to become part of the CIGR Global Group. So, submitted the application, but couldn't say through in Denmark in 2016. But in 2017, by the grace of God, okay. So, students, please, you are requested if you want to go to your own session.
Yes, all the students, please, you can go to your section at labor line. Please, all the students move to labor line so that you can enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
They want to be part of the history, eh? So, we initiated that discussion, but in Italy in 2017, I represented, and Niae became part of CIGR. It was a landmark history, and that since then. And in 2018, the CIGR conference again took place in IITA, October 2018. And further discussions have been on. We are in discussion which has not been concluded. We were invited by Canadian Society of Biological Engineers. I represented the then national chairman of Niae, Professor Musa, at the board meeting in Canada to present our collaborative room with Canadian Society. That is not being concluded, but then those are some of the strategic moves we have made to be part of those international bodies. So Canadian Society, Indian Society, discussions that have been on too in collaborating with Chinese society and the Asian generally. Professor Alaoye and I have had some discussions with the Asian group. So Niae has evolved. We are no longer just a local society based in Nigeria. We have become an international society, a force to be reckoned with. And we are looking forward to a time when anytime we are doing conferences, our colleagues, as we go to the US, they will also be coming. They are saying we are coming to Nigeria for Niae conference. And very soon, it shall soon come to pass. The other part of what has happened is that around 2012, one of our distinguished colleagues, Professor Linus Opara, pioneered the commencement of Pan-African Society for Agricultural Engineering. But that did not come into reality until 2016. We were in Stellenbosch when that was inaugurated. And he became the first president. And Professor Adewumi, at the time the national chairman, was a member of the council of Pasai in 2016. And that went on and on. In 2017, we had the Pasai conference in Kenya. In 2018, I think it was in Morocco, 2019 Morocco. Then we had the Bashua conference. Then later, after the COVID, we had one in Ghana in 2022, and Nigeria was fully represented. In 2023, we are back to Kenya for the Pasai conference. And it's of note that by 2022, our own mentor and father, the grandfathers are here. Professor Faborode became the president of Pasai, and he's been steering the ship of Pasai since then. Nigeria is a very strong member of Pasai, and so we have been able to do that. In last year, 2024, we were in South Africa for the Pasai conference. A number of delegates from Nigeria were involved in that conference in Pasai. Then, a few weeks ago, we were in Morocco, in Fes, for the Pasai conference. And by the grace of God, next year, we are meeting in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, because there's a momentum gathering. The Pasai that started with just major 4 countries has grown now. We now have 10-member country, and hopefully, and that is under the dynamic leadership of Engineer Professor Faborode. There's a whole lot going on with Pasai. We're already in collaboration with ANAFIDE and also in collaboration with AMA, Alliance for Modernizing African Agriculture of ASABE. Apart from that, we're also trying to collaborate with AU, African Union, to see what we can do in strategically helping agri-food systems of Africa. So we are part of the international movement. So ours is to see how we can be part of all of these moves. So NIE has come of age, and we give God all the glory for all of these things that have been done. Several players have come. Some of them are still alive, some of them have gone, but then we give God glory. Engineer I.K. Dairo was one of the players in those days. Engineer Bimbola, Engineer Talabi, E.A. Talabi, was one of the HL Musa, Engineer Zogu of NCAM, Professor Kesioni, Engineer Professor Kesioni, at the time was the executive director of NCAM here. At the time was the president of NSAE, not NIE, and several other players have done their best in keeping the flag flying. At some point, as the thing went on, it's good to note that the faculty, the NIE decision journal started, and the pioneering journal editor, Engineer Professor Femi Ajibola, became the pioneering editor of our JAET, the Journal for Agricultural Engineering and Technology. Is one of the most frequent, regular, consistent journal in this country. Not because I'm an agri-engineer, but because that is what it is. For this conference, I'm sure for each bag, you must have received three copies of those things in your bag. If you have not been given, you get it before you leave to tell us about our consistency. Professor Ajibola was in charge of our journal with several editors and sub-editors and assistants from 1993 till about almost 10 years, 2003. Then we had a giant leap with the successor, Engineer Professor A.P. Onwalo, who happened to be the DG of Raw Material Research and Development Council. He used his good office, his position, to promote our journal. And he was in that position for almost 10 years. And he did exceedingly well. Can we put our hands together for all of these people for the great work they have done? Then handed over to Engineer Dr. Umar Bindi from 2016 to 2021. Then that he handed over to our current national chairman, Engineer Professor Joshua Olaoye, who is still in charge of the journal with his work as the national chairman. So our journal have been consistent, our proceedings have been consistent. One of the remarkable things that we have also done, courtesy of Professor TMA Olanyoju, was that we enter Scopus. Our journals became Scopus indexed. And that gave visibility to our work. And we are trying to see what we can do to keep promoting that. The process is on to get our journal more indexed in some other databases. The work is on. We have a journal website that's been integrated with our NIE website and is regular and is good. So we are collaborating. We are trying to now get into Scopus fully, and the efforts are being made to get that done. So apart from that, the other good players, several of our colleagues, mentors, seniors, have been involved in various positions, and they have used their positions and their influence to help our society. Some of them are no more, but some of them are still here. It is of note that the first vice chancellor produced by our society is our father here, Professor Fola Lasisi. He became the first vice chancellor of University of Uyo, where I teach, and did several things there. If not for him, we would not have had engineering. He created agri-engineering, created food engineering, created several other programs, even when there were no staff and equipment. It is on record, and that record is there. Nobody can change it. He also got several other things done in University of Uyo, training of staff, mobilization. So thank you, sir, for the mark. You will continue to remember you. Thereafter, several other people became vice chancellors. Professor M.T. Ige, Crawford University, Professor Faborode, Obafemi Awolowo University. Currently, Professor Nwalu, African University of Science and Technology, Professor S.Z. Abubakar, two-time vice chancellor, Alvan Ikoku College, University of Education, and Capital City University, and now the current president, two-time vice chancellor, and also Professor T.M.A. Olayoju, Landmark University. Currently, my friend and brother, Professor Isaac Itodo, is the vice chancellor, University of Makurdi. M.K. Otman, Federal University in Dosima, and then University of Bells. He's been there for almost 10 years. Baba Sonjo just retained him because of his service delivery. He has created agri-engineering finally in Bells, because we visited him at some point. General Lomfemi will remember that he should make sure he creates agri-engineering, which he has done. And several people have been rectors, provosts, Professor S.M. Musa, rector, two-time rector, Tatari Ali Polytechnic, Federal Polytechnic Bauchi, a one-time commissioner for education. And they have used our position to help this society. And so, Provost Jide Adenekon, engineer, what's his name now? This man, Provost College of Agri in Damawa, several other people. Then the permanent secretary, the first ever permanent federal permanent secretary of Agri, our Agri engineer Dr. Marcus Ogumbi. Thank you for the work you are doing. I know things are getting better. We have a new road, and he supported this conference massively with his minister, and it shall yet get better. Before we finish there, we'll bombard you more. We should enter AROCN. All the things we are starting to do that we have not done, we are going to get them done by the grace of God and through you and the governor and others. Thank you so much. Engineer Benga was the permanent secretary in Ekiti State Secretary. Bile Somi, Odesomi, he has just retired. Then Nigeria produced, NIE produced the first minority president of NSC, Engineer Isaac Ademola Olonfemi, 2014-2015. When he became the president, the scenario changed. Changed in terms of, he brought several of us in to serve. I did my sabbatical. Dele also did the sabbatical there. He put almost several engineers into committee, including the Professor Z, several of us. And I said, so you people can do things like this. And I told somebody, I said, who do you think we are? We know more than you know. Because we are jack of all trades, master of all. That is who we are. The first time ever current president is also here. Professor Sadiq Abubakar. First time, all of those people have been oppressing us, but we are in charge now. We are in charge. So he's also here, and we thank God for their lives. The list is on and on and on and on. We have gone far. Several things you cannot say here because, of course, it will be available for us to be able to read those documents. They are in 2 volumes. There's a volume here, there's a volume there, and that will be made available for us to have a look at. Not only that, the other thing that has happened is that it has never been in the history of NIE that we have several directors. At some point, we had almost like 8 of them. 8 of them in the ministry, Federal Ministry of Agri. Strategic Grain Reserve, climate change, cooperative, rural development, several of them. AP, so many of them. And even the current rural development, they are all agri-engineers. And so we give God the glory that we have gone far, 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 but we are not yet there. A time will so come by the grace of God that we'll be able to get more people in positions. And God helping us. This is part of our story. But we are not yet there. But by the grace of God, we will get there. I want on behalf of the national chairman to thank most sincerely. Can we first of all put our hands together for our fathers who are here to thank them profusely for the training they gave us. Please, can we stand to our feet where they remain seated? Can we put our hands together for all of them seated? Through them, we recognize those who are not here. Can we do that more? Can we put our hands together for the great work they have done for this society? The good foundation we have, that has kept us, that has helped us to sustain what we have. You will live long for us. We thank you for all you have done for us, and we appreciate you. You will continue to reap the fruit of our labors. We are not yet there yet. We'll just keep reporting to you what is happening. And once we hear your advice, I know we are good for it. Thank you, sirs. Thank you, sirs. Then also to thank sincerely all our colleagues, senior colleagues, who have contributed one role or the other. There are people, some people who have gone home, who are no longer alive. People like Professor John Ohu was the president at some point in time, and several other people. Ishel Musa, the ED, former ED of NCAM, and several other people. We appreciate all their efforts. We always say that the labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. So we have gone thus far, but we know we'll do further. By the grace of God, we will get there. Thank you for your kind attention. MC, thank you. Before we close, let me invite quickly one of us. She wants to tell us something. This lady, she's, if I maybe possibly, we have to confer an honorary NIE member. Because when we hosted a conference in Uyo, she was there full force. You know, she a few days ago, she still gave a talk online. But I was even wondering, has this lady become an agri-engineer? I'm talking about Engineer Valerie Agberagba. Please come up while I'm standing. You will just say one thing because she has served at the World Federation of Engineers Organization vice president twice. So she's a woman of many parts and of great personality. She has also been in several places. She's an associate of our society, and that is why she comes in as time permits. She's also here today, like some other times. Though she's a metallurgical engineer, we are also metallurgical materials and met. We do engineering materials, is that not so? We use engineering, we determine engineering properties. Is that also? For material, before we design, we determine engineering properties. So, ma, you're welcome. Just briefly, 1 or 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. I want to extend all established protocols to the dignitaries here, but please permit me to recognize our fathers in the house. I want to say thank you very much, sir, because in this hall you have great grandchildren, and I'm sure they are doing you proud, seeing all of them seated here. 50 years is no joke. But let me start from where Professor Alonge stopped. When he was calling the different engineering that agri-engineers are, you remember he did not say materials. How many of you were listening? He did not mention it. And I was careful to tell the person beside me that you can be a mechanical engineer, you can be a civil engineer, but you can't be a materials engineer. So, because you use engineering materials, you still depend on us now to give you all the materials for all your prototypes. So you can't be that. That's just on a lighter note. Thank you so much. And 50 years of agri-engineering in Nigeria is no joke. You've come a long way. We've seen a lot happen. And I'm here today. I'm very glad to see most of those things that have been designed. I remember last year when NSC gave agri-engineering a full conference to handle. I did discuss with somebody. I said, they told us what they have done in NCAM and some other agri institutions when talking about improving crops and planting and all. I said, please, can you do a documentary so that we play it to all engineers? But unfortunately, we couldn't get that documentary ready. So I'm still going to challenge agri-engineers because 50 years, we don't need Professor Alonge. He's done a very good job. Imagine remembering every state you went to conference. I thought he was reading. When he now started asking, where were we in this? I said, which means he wasn't reading. He just remembered. We need to do a documentary. You have done excellently well. The world must celebrate you. We need to see it from state to state. I don't think NSC has traveled around states the way agri-engineers have gone around state. North, south, east. You've done well. But you haven't been to Edo State. So please come to Edo State. So I'm sure Uniben will host you. I'm very sure of that. So I want to congratulate you on that. On this first ever machinery exhibition, we need it. And we need more of this. You've done so much. We don't want to see them on the shelf anymore. One thing we need to do now is start commercializing what we have. Please and please, I plead with you. It can't be done by only engineers. So we need to bring in those commercial people to see what we have. Plan with us. Lead us to where we can get the money to make it happen. Let's stop putting it inside that the engineers will do it. Let's go out. And with that, I want to say congratulations on this first ever machinery exhibition. And I want to say thank you for 50 years, but we need the documentary. We need to showcase what we are doing. It is very, very important. Food security cannot happen if agri-engineers don't tell us what they can do. So that when they challenge us as engineers, we can say, this is what our agri-engineers are doing, and we are very proud of them. Once again, congratulations to every one of us that is here, and I wish us happy conference deliberations. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Engineer Valerie Agberagwa, FNSC, a newly Tiaroba Fellow of Materials and Metallurgical Society of Nigeria. Lest I forget, before I hand over the mic, one of the good things that has happened in the last 50 years is that 4 years ago, during my chairmanship, we initiated the women's group, Women in Agric and Bioresources Engineering of Nigeria, WABEN. We have registered with CSC and they are fully operational. It was chaired by one of the first set of agri-engineer, Idi Atamusu. Chaired, now currently being led by engineer Professor Kende Taiwo. Stand up, ma, for recognition. Please, WABEN, can you please stand up? WABEN members, WABEN members, WABEN members. Yes. The last I knew was that they have over 100 in the database of all women registered engineers, and they are thriving. There's so much to be done by them. And I know we are getting there. We are gender sensitive, and we are mindful of that to get our women integrated. Thank you, everyone. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. MC.
Please, a round of applause for Prof. You can see that Prof carries institutional memory. And we should all do the same. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done very, very well, especially in waiting, following the program till this time. May I quickly run through the program for tomorrow, which is tomorrow, Wednesday, the 12th of November, 2025. Exhibition continues. So even when we close from here, please go to the exhibition arena and get yourself acquainted with everything we have there. Tomorrow's event starts at 8:30 a.m. prompt. We shall start with the 50th NIAE anniversary lecture, and then by 9:30, the Women in Agriculture and Bioresources Engineering in Nigeria will take the space. We shall have tea break, and then the plenary session 1 and 2 happens tomorrow. The moderator for plenary session 1 is Engineer Professor C.O. Akimbile, the Dean School of Infrastructure, Minerals and Manufacturing Engineering, Federal University of Technology, Akure, Ondo State. And then we have our rapporteurs, Engineer Dr. Mrs. O.C. Ogunjiri, MNSC, MNI, AE. Then we have a lead paper presentation 1, that is lead paper 1 presentation by the Executive Secretary of ARCN. So please go through to page 19, and then you will see everything that will happen tomorrow. But I want to assure you that it's going to be a very, very great and wonderful event. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite for the vote of thanks representing the Executive Director of NCAM, Engineer Dr. Y.S. Ademilui. Let's put our hands together for him as he gives us the vote of thanks.
I don't want to stand on the existing protocol so that I will not break the neck of the protocol. I should break it. It's okay. Also, I'm sitting on the existing protocol. I'm here to represent my Executive Director, Engineer Dr. Abdulgafar Rashid Abdulkamal. You know, he went with the entourage of the minister and the governor to the airport. So on his behalf, I have the power that I will do one vote for others. The election, many people will do vote for one person. Thousands will vote for somebody to become a governor. But me, I'm doing one vote for all of you. 1 man, 1,000 votes. We appreciate your coming. I'm highly impressed by the presentation by our professor that just left us now. He said so many things. There's one thing he forgot to say. We have agriculture engineer as governor. Is that not true? We have them commissioner. We have the agriculture engineer as president very soon. It will be you. It will be me. We have them many ministers. We have them many PAMSEC, both state and federal, as God liveth. And one thing about that, not only having them, they are friends indeed. When they are in position, their doors are open. Look at you, I'm talking to PS. Look at when he was the vice chancellor. When I go to Landmark, the door is open. When Olafemi was the national, he put agriculture engineer in every. There's no committee that we hold. Agriculture engineer was part of them. I was the president of the facility management. He won't say agriculture engineer. Please, when you are in position, don't forget us. And we have many places to go. Then on behalf of my ED, I say we appreciate you. Many of you are seated. I have my fathers here. The professor is looking at me so that his boy will not talk too much. I have my professors here. I have many people of high caliber. They are seated from morning till now. At this age, they are not tired. I was telling my peers, I said, engineering, we are using brain and energy. Others are using brain, only brain. Till you will reach 200 years. As you are using your brain, you are using your energy. God will pay us back. They don't pay us well in Nigeria, but God will pay us. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your resilience. We pray by the time you leave NCAM has set a pace that others have to walk kilometers to meet. Thank God for the ARCN seated. Thank God for our ministry, our PAMSEC, the minister that came on his own, the governors that came. We appreciate you all. Thank you, and thank you. God bless you. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Dr. Y.S. Ademilui. You know, there is a way somebody will start a speech. You would think it will be long, but I don't know how you brought your own to a very quick conclusion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please can you put your hands together for yourselves? Let's put our hands together for ourselves. We have done very well. Now we shall close the event in line with the guidance on the use of the national anthem, the opening prayer, and closing of the National Orientation Agency. We shall be reciting together the national pledge to close this event. Can we be upstanding as we take the national pledge? Together, we take the pledge. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to be faithful, unity, and uphold our honor and glory. So help me God. Amen. Thank you all very much. And most importantly, the press, we appreciate you. Clap for them so that your pictures will come out. Clap for them, the press. Please let our pictures and videos come out. Thank you very much. See you all tomorrow morning. Thank you.